Yeah, not a lot going on around here lately. Let's just see what's behind this door.
Bruh.
No. Is there a better door around here, maybe?
Go! Get to the chopper!
What's going on YouTube? Is your boy Rome back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. I ended the video. I hope you subscribe. I'm not going to waste any more time. We got a lot of clips to play, all right? So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the next clip.
I just saw a tweet of a man encouraging other men to go overseas to find wives because it's too difficult to find one in America. And what I found mind-boggling about the tweet is that there's still countries today where men have to have land in order to get a wife. A man has to prove to a woman's family he has land, a house, assets, he's financially stable to even get a chance at marriage, a chance at the woman. And then in our country, women tell men, oh, hey, can you maybe not text me at 10:30 p.m. on a Tuesday night to come over? Can you plan a date with me? Can you maybe bring flowers on the first date? Can you court me? And the men go, this is too much. We're going overseas. We're going overseas. You know what, sir? Good luck finding a woman overseas who's going to come back to this country and work to help pay your one-bedroom rent. Good luck. Because guess what? The women overseas, they want full providers. And you...
That was truly tough to watch. I'm sorry to the fellas that sat through that whole little intro, but I needed each part of the video before I started my debunking. So as always, let's start with a breakdown of the video. Obviously, he's taking jabs at men who are going overseas to find wives. In his profile, it says that he is an advocate for women and children. His premise is seeing someone else tweet who said it's too difficult to date in America. He claims in the video that planning dates and bringing flowers is too much for men, and instead of doing that, they prefer to go overseas. Oh, brother. He assumes that these men that are going overseas want to bring a wife back to America and go 50-50 on bills in their one-bedroom apartment. Also another pandering assumption. Alright, now let's discuss the truth. I'm not a passport bro, and I'm not a man traveling overseas to find love, but these are some truth bombs for him. Both men and women go overseas for love. They do not care what others think, and I salute them for that. A majority of the time, it's not that dating in America is too difficult. These men just want a more traditional wife. Alright, now let me attack his premise about men not planning dates and bringing flowers and just wanting to immediately go overseas. Before going overseas, these men planned dates and brought flowers to women they were dating in America. Some were even married here. Like, acts such as those are too easy. Let me debunk another one of his points. Not all men who travel overseas want to bring a bride back. Depending on the person, they would prefer to live overseas. As far as bills and providing, these men have good jobs or remote jobs and are not looking to go 50-50. Lastly, the content creator is gay, and I'm not bashing him for that, but he have no idea what goes through the minds of these men, nor the type of women they dealt with in the dating market here. Again, I'm not a passport bro, but I have lived overseas for work plenty of times. Life overseas is way more simply and easygoing.
Shout out the Global Passport crew, which you're going to see him later on in this video. I guess you were right, brother. I guess we do need to start questioning men's femininity that want to talk down on passport bros, judging by that last clip. Woo, man, can you say sugar in the tank? Like, bro, you know it's getting bad when we have gay men wanting to chime in on this and talk down. Like, really, bro? Really? But I guess I shouldn't be surprised that the rainbow community is coming to back up the sisterhood. But I'm like, y'all need to be careful too, because the sisterhood be talking about y'all behind y'all back too. Let's keep it moving.
So my question to these untraditional passport bros is, what exactly is your goal when you're bringing these women back? You want them to sit home, cook, clean, take care of the kids, and then turn around and work a job to help pay for the bills because you can't provide? So what exactly now makes you traditional? Because clearly she's doing the traditional thing on top of looking good for you, but she requires one thing of you to just simply provide, and that's asking for too much. So what exactly are you bringing to the table at this point?
So the general concept of a passport bro is somebody who's sick and tired of the Western mentality of all men are evil, terrible, and can't do anything right. The blame mentality, all our faults, while you take zero responsibility for anything that ever goes wrong in a relationship. You know, the pointing fingers, the gaslighting, the blame shifting, that bullshit. So men get their passports and go overseas to countries where family dynamics matter to women, and they are usually more oriented towards teams, you know, places like the Philippines where they're working with their families. It's not uncommon to find a girl putting in a 12-hour day in a rice field somewhere or at a family shop because that's their way of life. And so the idea of her helping her family dynamic isn't offensive to her at all. She's actually more than willing to help her family in the most basic of ways. Now, this concept that we want to turn women into slaves is just Western propaganda, which is again why a lot of men are leaving, because when you think about it, we're asking for the bare minimum. We're just asking for you not to be a whore, to listen to our advice and suggestion on basic things like, you know, maybe don't go out to the club all the time. Maybe don't wear that skimpy dress. Maybe work with us and don't sleep around. Maybe when we have problems, we go to God with our problems or work it out together. You don't run to other people like your toxic ass friends that are going to put thoughts in your head and make you leave us kind of shit. Like, the list goes on, but your concept of passport bros is very wrong because, you know, you're a Western woman, and I've got no hate against Western women, not at all, but I understand what passport bros are about. It's about breaking away from this toxic status quo of divorce being something that you just go through at least once in your life because, you know, the woman got bored, she got tired, you were always working, whatever fucking excuse. There are endless excuses, but again, remembering the key underlying factor that it's always the man's fault. Every problem, immediately you. Straight away, right away, your fault. I mean, as a man, we get tired of hearing that. I mean, we men don't want to hear it's always our fault for every issue. So wouldn't it be nice to have a woman that is used to putting in a hard day's work, that comes from a good family where she's close to her family members and doesn't have all these childhood wounds and needs a shit ton of therapy and actually wants to build a life with you? She wants kids. She wants a life. She wants family. She's not sitting here on some crazy toxic bender where all men are shit and it's always all men's fault. Like, that's just something that we experience here in the US to a gross degree because that's what it's always been. It's all about destroying the nuclear family and the idea of what the traditional homes are, which really, honestly, nobody's asking for the 1950s. Like, we want dinner, we want kids at the house, and we want you to be a slave. We just want help sometimes. And even just saying that pisses off a lot of Western women. And I think that's disgusting because it's like, if your guy can't even ask you for help paying bills that you're equally helping incur, it's kind of sad. I mean, neither of us are rich in this scenario. We're not Rockefeller, right? We don't have like boundless money. And you're going to watch this guy kill himself to barely get by on a $50K a year salary or whatever the case may be and say it's not enough because he's not making 6-7 figures. It's sad. Then dudes get really tired of that and they usually say, you know what, I want a more modest woman. And that's what it's about. It's about modesty. It's about purity. Usually, in these cultures, it's kind of frowned upon to do what American women do, how cheating is like literally a game to them and they think it's funny and they think it's really hot shit to just run up your body count because, you know, you're young in college and experiment once. Like, fuck all the bullshit. Let's call it what it is. What men are bringing to the table is a stable job, morals, value, boundless commitment. We don't leave 9 times out of 10. If you ask most of the women who divorced who, usually it's the woman who divorced or initiated the divorce by some action of literally leaving the house. Like, it's never the guy that's like, oh, I just hated my wife and want to leave. And so we want women that want commitment and that want to stay in these commitments when they say I do. And our odds are probably better overseas than they are here, where you guys are literally being taught that all men are a problem, all men are evil, and it's always our fault when your life doesn't go in the trajectory that you want it to. So, you know, you made it a little difficult for me to stitch this video, but I put in the extra effort because it needed a response.
Oh, and I'm not done when it comes to her because the community came for this girl, man. Check out what Global Passport Crew had to say to her.
So my question to these untraditional passport bros is, what exactly is your goal when you're bringing...
This video is not to intimidate, bully, or harass. It's for educational purpose. Originally, I was going to say mind your business. But I'm going to be cool about this one. Reason why is because we want to help me. That's what a wife is supposed to be, is help me. Apparently, most of you black women, not all, y'all want to sit here and play this pro-feminist shit. And y'all want to sit here and talk about being a provide, men's supposed to provide while you sit up and not do nothing in the economic times where it takes two incomes to keep a household going. Because y'all don't care. Y'all don't care about the family. You don't care about your husband. You only care about yourself. Trying to live a lifestyle like these rich white women supposed to be living. Well, here's a newsflash. I deal with rich white people every day. I picked one up this morning to take to the airport. I told them about how y'all at. She shook her head in disbelief. And the reason why, because she was a baby mama. And she told me her struggles and stuff. And she'd been meeting her husband, and he was making $30,000 a year. And they had a rough journey to get to where they're at. I picked her up at the most expensive zip code in the United States. Number 11 to be exact. The average home in her neighborhood was like $2.5 million. I freaking picked her up at her house. It was about $6 million. And she said that the best part of the thing was the journey. Standing by her man's side and, helping him out, and he helping me out. But see, y'all don't get that concept because y'all always want to be at the finish line when everybody busts their ass to do it. And all you want to do is just take. You don't give shit. And then when you get the ones that are the providers, what do? You cheat on them. With what? Pookie and Ray Ray. So you scamming dudes out of their fucking money to cheat on them with criminals. So that tells me basically you ain't nothing but a criminal yourself. So instead of telling us to date within our tax bracket, why don't you date within your criminal group? Stay with the criminals if you want to. We're not hurt by that shit. Date within your criminal group. That's all, and we'll date within our fucking group, and life is beautiful. But see, you know what the fucking end game's gonna be when you date within your criminal group. Be the fucking Harley Quinn within that fucking with the group of jokers and stuff like that. Because you know what's gonna happen. They ain't gonna put a ring on your finger. They're just gonna run you in and out. You're gonna have their fucking babies, and you're gonna be stuck taking care of them. And then you're gonna want passport bros to go take care of these fucking kids. But passport bros ain't gonna be there. They're gonna have their wives. They ain't gonna be no fucking 5 and 6 figure dudes to come sweep you up in the hood, because why they want those fucking headaches? Why are they gonna take care of America's most wanted spawns and shit? They're not gonna want to do shit like that. If we're going overseas and we're making five figures a year, what do you think the 6 and 7 figures are doing? They're right next to us. Because the more and more y'all put these fucking derogatory videos out, and they're seeing this shit, they're like, well, shit, this ain't a bad idea. Because they're tired and seeing this bullshit that's going on in the dating scene. Why not? So keep up with the bullshit. All you're doing is chasing good men out, and you're going to keep the bad ones. And they're just going to just run through you. Reality. And even when they slow down and shit and they decide to freaking marry you, what do they got? Nothing. They taking care of someone else's, another guy's fucking kid. And y'all sitting over there trying to struggle and stuff like that. Who you got to blame? You ain't got nobody to blame for but yourself, because you make piss poor decisions. And that's happening every generation, again and again and again. When is the cycle going to stop? You shit on good fucking people. The good ones that you can have that good lifestyle and stuff. All you doing is making someone else the Cinderella story. That's all you're doing. You're being generous to these people y'all criticize being poor and uneducated. You're making them the Cinderella story. That's all you're doing. Because the end game is going to say this. The only bag you're going to get is from the food pantry. They're going to get the money bag. That's the reality. So you want to keep it up, make them happy. Keep putting more and more of these videos out. Let these simps These Sims dudes keep putting more and more of these videos out. Because more and more of these dudes are what they're doing, they're gonna go over it and they're gonna be like, Latinas, maybe we ought to just do this shit. I'm just being real with you ladies. So keep it up. More and more, like I said, those ticket prices are gonna start dropping and dropping. A lot of dudes are gonna go over there. And don't bother following us. Because we're just gonna ignore you.
And come to think of it, that's one of the things that I've noticed that's been very, very weird. You're starting to see more and more, slowly but surely, more women going to these same locations that men are, advising other men to go to. It does kind of come off like y'all are just trying to spy and see what men do, because there's really nothing about these locations that are for women unless you were going with another man. I really don't see the point. Uh, like, like the black woman that went to Cartagena. Why did you go to Cartagena of all places? And you're a woman that does travel for a living. Why Cartagena out of all places for a female? Like, you get what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just kind of weird. It's really weird. Let's keep it
So
moving.
my question to these untraditional passport bros is, what exactly is your goal when you're bringing these women back? You want them to sit home, cook, clean, take care of the kids, and then turn around and work a job to help pay for the bills? Because
So can somebody please tell me if I'm right or wrong? But more and more you keep hearing videos like this. And my question is this: why does this woman care about some stranger's family dynamic? Why does she care what people that are married do in their household? Or is it just that these women don't want to cook, don't want to clean, don't want to pay bills, and because men want that and they refuse to do that, they just want men to go without, and that makes them happy? You won't give me what I want to make sure you don't get what you want. So when they see these men go overseas and find women that are willing to be agreeable and give them the preferences that they want, and then they come back here, it's like they get really, really angry because they're not getting what I'm not getting what I want, so I want you to not get what you want. Tit for tat. So when they see these other women giving these men what they want, they're just so angry about it, and they start asking all these questions. I'm like, but the question is, the burning question: why the fuck do you care? Seriously, why the fuck do you care? If she's happy and he's happy, then why the fuck do you care? Why are you so mad that somebody's happy? You're not happy because that was your choice. That man's happy because that was his choice.
Oh yeah, and another thing, I don't want to ever hear the term "what do you bring to the table" or "what are you bringing to the table" coming out of a woman's mouth. You got some nerve asking a man that, because the second a man asks a woman that, y'all get so offended. So don't worry about what I'm bringing to the table, because when we ask y'all that question, y'all get so upset. But then when y'all ask us, we supposed to just give y'all an answer. Funny how that works. But fellas, we know why. We know why they mad. We know why they care. And if you don't know, I'm like, just check out these next couple of clips.
They don't want those American dollars leaving the dysfunctional community.
Why do American women care so much about what the passport bros do? Because they simply do not want those American dollars leaving the community. They don't want those American dollars leaving. Now, they don't like nice guys. They like bad boys, thugs, and all them other type of idiots. But those hard-working 9-to-5 guys, they like those American dollars they produce. And they don't want those American dollars leaving. That's why they care. They have their fun with Mr. Bad Boy, but they get their money from the nice dude. And that gig is up. passport bros. I'm not a passport bro. I'm an American married man to an American woman, but I don't judge y'all on this. I understand it. For a very long time now, you have guys that have been ran over, passed by, not wanted, undervalued, unappreciated by women for whatever the multitude of reasons in. Don't make enough money, aren't manly enough. You know the rhetoric, right? So now women are complaining because these men have gone to other countries to find suitable women for them who really appreciate what these men bring to the table in these countries. I don't see why we should judge you for that, right? You're going to find happiness when you couldn't find happiness here. So this is what I will say. There's women in other countries that find value to what the American man brings to the table. Now, if you guys could have a passport cis movement, and I just want you to think about this. If you guys could have a passport cis movement where you could go to another country and find wealthy men who wanted your hot girl summers and, you know, wanted your independence and wanted to be married to a woman that you never said what you wanted her to do or how you wanted her to conduct herself or how you wanted her to carry herself, you guys would be leaving in droves. But guess what, guys? That shit don't exist. So, for my guys that are going out there and finding happiness, bro, don't care about what nobody else is saying. And for the women who are complaining about this, maybe you need to reevaluate yourself because that's why you're losing your men to women in other countries.
I'm so glad he brought that up, man, because I remember bringing this up a while ago. I said the exact same thing. I said to something to the effect of, if there were countries out there where 6-foot guys that made 6 figures or more were in abundance and were well endowed, women would be crying to get their passports and leave. You know what? I'll lob y'all a softball. You know, it's a lot of 6-foot guys in Russia. Have at it. It's a lot of 6-foot guys in Russia. The population of men that are 6 foot and taller is a lot higher in Russia than it is in most countries. If that's such a requirement for you. So it's like women really need to stop the cap. And then another thing, y'all need to quit acting like y'all control access to marriage and relationships. And I think this is one of the things that bother the women the most. And that's why hookup culture is never going to be beneficial for them. Because at the end of the day, most of y'all, at least majority of y'all, want a commitment in the end in some shape or form at some point in time. So the more y'all try to push and shove this hookup culture down our throat, we're not going to tolerate it. And like he said, if there were men from other countries who would accept this, y'all be doing the same thing we doing. So ain't no need for y'all to sit over here. I'm kind of surprised they're even still talking about us. It's been over a year now. This is crazy, man. But I guess it kind of makes sense because the movement has continued to grow, and it's going to keep growing. But y'all let me know what y'all thought about this, man. If you're new to the platform, please subscribe. OGs, I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hitting that bell notification. That way I know when I'm uploading. Hit the like button because it helps with the algorithm. It helps me reach a broader audience. Also, look out for the travel vlog channel. Unplugged Traveler link is in the description and pinned in the comments. Until the next video, y'all. Deuces.